Hey guys, it's me again. I literally just picked up this movie yesterday, but I love this movie. I have to say, this is when this movie came out, this was part of the era where there was a lot of doppelgang style movies. So what I meant by a doppelganger movie. So you've got Olympus Has Fallen and White House and White House Down, which are very much what if stories about presidents and a police officer having to go up against terrorists that go into the White House. During, I would say the late 90s, specifically 97, there was two movies that were about volcanoes destroying a settlement. One was a movie called Dante's Peak. The other one was Volcano, which is the best way I can describe the movie is, what if a volcano absolutely erupted in, I believe, it is the City of Angels, which I believe is Los Angeles. This is exactly the premise of this movie. Or what if a volcano erupted in a heavily populated town? That's exactly the premise. So the blow in the back, quakes, riots, mudslides, LA has seen it all. Almost. Set in a non-stop action, scarring. Okay, so pretty much what it is. The San Andreas fault has erupted, and pretty much this one says a volcano has decided to erupt, and Tommy Lee's character, he is the Center for Damage Control. So any disaster, whether it's mudslides, fires, earthquakes, would go through him, and he's the head of the department. We also meet a scientist, specifically I would say the Department of Geology, which studies or climate and stuff like that, which is the role that Annie Herx plays. I probably butchered her name. So you've got these two forces that she's looking at very scientifically, and she pretty much wants to see the big picture. Well, with Tommy's character, he only wants to see he can only battle what's in front of him, which is really well done. And I think the special effects is so well done. And I think it's aged quite well, I have to say, for it almost being a 20-year-old movie at this stage. I think the relationship that we sort of see between Annie, Tom, his daughter, and surprisingly enough, Don Cheadle's in this movie as well, who I would say Don is probably his right-hand man, is so well constructed that that's what keeps me wanting to watch the movie. If I just want a good time, 3 hours, nothing to do, it's a great way to get that sort of action hint with a lot of heart. And then we also see how the transport would handle it and how medical would handle it. So you really see how every aspect would go into this scenario, which I think is really different from how Dante's Peak does it, which they pretty much focus solely on the scientists and the mayor, how they handle the situation. This one, it feels more like a group effort, quote unquote. I think it's so realistic that I think it's a great what if. Now, I haven't actually, all I've seen of volcanoes is what I've seen on the TV or on my phone. So I've never really had to experience what a volcano is like. I would say this is probably very close to what it could be, which I think is so unique about this movie. And I actually watched it a couple of months ago when Annie actually passed. I wanted to watch it in her memory, in her honor. And I think still holds up. And if you got Disney Plus, it is currently on Disney Plus. So there's no real excuse to really like not pick it up or watch it on Disney Plus. I think it's a great movie, almost on like the level of like Days After Tomorrow, which is very much a disaster movie with heart. This is definitely in that category of disaster movies with heart. And I think, yes, it's crazy with the whole volcano thing that's going on, but it's really a human story, which is so well done that I think anyone could go in and absolutely enjoy themselves. Now, have you seen Volcano or Dante's Peak? Please let me know in the comment section below. And which one do you prefer, Volcano or Dante's Peak? And I shall see you very soon. Ciao.